Tonight's episode is sponsored by Jamaica's own Mountain Magic Rum. Seriously smooth.
Wagwan people, welcome to Nightcap with Erica, streaming to you live from Jamaica, sponsored by Mountain Magic. Seriously smooth.
This episode is all about pussy power and coochie care. So get ready to bust it open, ladies. Bust it on Nightcap with Erica. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. As you know, my show is a fun and flirty late night show that celebrates everything from the righteous to the ratchet, from pastors to porn stars and everything in between. So I hope you are ready to have a good time. I'm coming to you live tonight from Jamaica. Yeah, man. And trying to be, shady. I'm recording this today right in front of the villa where I'm staying with the pool in the background. But I was going to try to make y'all jealous. And God does not like ugly, because right before I came on, all of a sudden the internet completely died on my laptop. So within the last 3 minutes, I've went and got my cell phone set up on my cell phone. This is my first time streaming live from my cell. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But we're going to work it out because my computer is still just not working. But anyway, that's because I was trying to be shady and in front on y'all with my nice villa behind me. But that's what I get because God don't like ugly. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here with y'all tonight. Couple things. As you all know, my show while I'm here in Jamaica especially is sponsored by Mountain Magic Rum. See this? Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes. And this is the Jamaican rum punch flavor. So you don't even need a chaser or anything to mix with this flavor. Really, some of y'all are heavy drinkers. Y'all don't need nothing mixed with nothing. You just drink it straight. But for me, I'm going to put this in a little cup and enjoy it. I hope you all can hear me okay. Like I said, literally in the last 2 minutes before I came on, my computer just completely died. So I'm hoping this is working out with my phone. But yeah, cheers. Make sure you all follow Mountain Magic Rum. It's Matic_rum on Instagram. And yeah, it is the bomb. So cheers. As you know, since we're having a nightcap, I hope you all are drinking. Let me know in the comments what you're drinking and what you're doing. I might not be able to get your comments up on the screen tonight because, like I said, I don't know how to even do this on my phone. But we're going to work it out. We're going to roll with it. So yeah. I do want to share something with you all, especially those of you all that are in Chicago. A young Black woman named Jaquazian Dukes owns a body contouring studio in the South Loop, and she is doing an ultimate mommy makeover giveaway. Do you understand? So let me see if I can click on this and show you. You all see that? The studio is called Body Within You. It's in the South Loop, and they're doing an ultimate mommy makeover giveaway. The package that she's giving away is fabulous. It involves some body contouring, transferring some fat from somewhere to your ass, all kind of stuff that she's giving away, as well as some wine and stuff like that. I'll have more details for you under the comments of this show once it's up and running on YouTube. But if you live in Chicago and you know a mom or you are a mom that needs a makeover with your body, that's non-invasive, non-surgical, okay, and you're ready to get that body together, you can enter by, first of all, you have to follow Body Within You on Instagram and Facebook. Be following both of their pages, and then comment on the page that tag the photo. When you see the photo, tag the mom that you know deserves the makeover and why. And they're going to announce the winner on March 1st. Okay. So I just wanted to show some love to her for that. And hopefully I'll have the equation on the show. So anyway, is there any other announcements? Oh, if you love me and support me, you see it underneath. I would love your love and support by sponsoring, helping to sponsor the show. Go to my Patreon page, make a little donation, show us some love, put some tips in Miss Pound Cake's little tip bowl because I need it. To keep the show going and doing the stuff that I'm doing. But the biggest way you can support me is to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this episode and share my show with folks. Okay. So yeah, that would be the best gift you could ever give me, in addition to throwing something in my Cash App if you like. But so cheers to that. What's going on, y'all? I know it's snowing in Chicago where I'm from. I don't know about where the rest of y'all are from and what's going on in other parts of the country. But where I am, it was hot as hell today. It's going to be hot as hell tomorrow. And yeah, I don't miss the snow. So I'm hoping that every winter from this point on, I'll be able to be out and about living somewhere else other than the States, because I can't do that snow no more. Or maybe in LA or Miami or something. But I forget it's wintertime being here. And I don't mean that in a shady way, because I love my city. I love Chicago. But yeah, I definitely, I don't miss that goddamn snow at all. So look, we're going to get right to it. Tonight's episode is called Pussy Power. It's about the power that is deep within our vaginas and coochie care. Those two things go hand in hand, because if you want your pussy to be powerful, you got to take care of her. I have never really ever seen my pussy before. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I mean, I've seen her, but I don't frequently interact with her in that way. Basically, if my pussy ever committed a crime, I would never be able to point her out in a lineup. I'm just being real. It could be your pussy, my pussy. I don't know. I don't know her as intimately as I should. And I'm a grown ass woman. And I figured if I don't really know her, that also means I haven't been really tapping into her power the way I can. Now, I take care of her. I think so. But I've been looking into like vaginal steaming and all this other stuff that you can do to really take good care of your coochie. And just talking to some other women, some women shave, some women don't. I even had a friend recently tell me that her vagina is allergic to her husband's semen and it causes all kind of problems. And I'm like, bitch, out of all the things to be allergic to, your man's, his spunk, is that what they call it? The nice way, his nut, basically. So I'm like, that is crazy to me. And she's been having recurring little problems down below because of that. So I'm like, what other problems and things are different women dealing with that are afraid to talk about it because they don't even really know where to get the answer. So I went to one of my favorite people, Dr. Nicole Williams, and asked her to come and be on my show. Nicole and I went to college together at the University of Illinois in Champaign. And she was fabulous back in college, brilliant, smart Black woman. And you all know how I feel about supporting Black women as a whole, but especially smart, brilliant women like Nicole, who is a gynecologist. And she is the founder and CEO of the Gynecology Institute in Chicago. And she and I were having a conversation online, going back and forth, and she's like, people are doing too much stuff to their coochie coos. All the steaming, all the jazzing, all these extra things that we don't need to be doing. We really need to be more so focused on the overall health of our vaginas. And I don't know. The stuff she was saying was just so interesting and just amazing. I was like, I got to get Nicole on my show. So she's here. Now, my computer has messed up, as I told you all. So all of my notes and everything that I planned on reading, I don't have access to because of the internet. won't work here, but it's working on my phone. So I cannot read Nicole's full bio. First of all, it reads like a damn book. She's like, oh, here's my little bio. I'm like, if this your little bio, girl, I'd hate to see your big one. And she sent me her CV, and this woman has done amazing, remarkable things as a gynecologist. She's also traveled the world, helping people in need with their health care. So we're going to talk all about that. We're going to get to it with the coochies. If you have any questions about your vagina in particular, if you are a man and you don't personally have a vagina, but you got one laying next to you and you got some questions about it, especially if you're in mid-act right now, I had to stop for a minute to listen to this because you got questions about what to exactly do. Hey, ask the question, sir, and we will answer it. Let me bring up the fabulous Dr. Nicole E. Williams. Let me add her. I hope this works, y'all, because I don't know what I'm doing. Invite as a guest.
It looks like it worked.
Are you there, Nicole? Yeah.
Hey.
It worked. Oh my God. First of all, you are so fabulous. You are just like gorgeous. I love it. How are you?
How are you? I'm all right. I'm okay. You're in Jamaica. I'm in Hawaii.
I'm good. Yes. Oh my goodness. Now, how long have you been in Hawaii? Can I ask you that?
Just a few days. I'm only here for just, that's good. I got to get back to Chicago, but I'm a little bit happy like you. I kind of missed the snow.
You know what? I do miss the snow a bit, but I don't miss having to clean my car windows off and dig my car out of the snow. I'm so tired of that. So I needed a break.
I missed it this
there may be a little bit of a delay, so it is. Yes. Oh, wait. What are you drinking, Nicole?
Well, you asked me to, bring my own tasty beverage. So this is, it's a fairly decent rosé, just a regular old sans salt rosé from France. And there we go. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, my sister.
Cheers to you. Do y'all hear her? Dr. Nicole is so fabulous. She's like, oh, it's just a simple rosé, bluey blue, bloody blood, blue. I love it. Nicole, I have to ask you, I ain't bougie, girl. I'm in some projects in Jamaica, girl.
That's some nice projects there.
It's so beautiful, right? It really is gorgeous. So there may be a little bit of a delay. So if I ask a question twice, I'm sorry about that. But Nicole, I have to ask you, one of my fondest memories of you in college is you tap dancing. Do you still tap dance?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I tap dance. There's a studio down the street. The Chicago Human Rhythm Project. So yes, I still tap dance. It's a good exercise and you get to make a lot of noise, take out all your aggressions on stuff.
Yes, and you were so fabulous when you would tap dance. I remember you tap dancing in Cotton Club and stuff like. See, I remember. So yeah,
I didn't think anybody paid that any attention.
Oh, I absolutely, because you just didn't at the school. People there were brilliant, but for some reason you just didn't see a lot of tap dancing. You didn't see a lot of ballet and modern dance. We would be getting on stage juking and popping. But yeah, I definitely remember that about you, and I just thought that was such a beautiful thing. Absolutely. So listen, before we get started, tell me all about the Gynecology Institute.
Sure. So I trained in gynecology, urogynecology, always had an interest in specifically women's health, not necessarily everything to do with pregnancy, but everything outside of that, because we ignore so many other aspects of our health. And I started the Institute after my training, and now we're up to, we have 5 practitioners total. We have 3 locations. We have one in Hazel Crest near South Sub, Advocate South Sub. We have one downtown, and then we have another one up on Belmont near Advocate Illinois Masonic. So let's go worldwide next, and we'll see what we can do.
Oh, wow. And as much as you're traveling, I'm sure you will end up being worldwide.
We're hoping,
because you're everywhere already, saving lives and helping people, and I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Thanks.
Wow. Yeah. So let's get.
Tell me about your vagina.
Go ahead.
Tell me about your vagina.
Yes, Yes, my first question for you is, does it surprise you with all the different types of women that you see that so many of us don't know a lot about our vaginas? Like basically, right, we're at the basic knowledge that babies come out of there and we get a menstrual cycle once a month, and hopefully some of us are having orgasms. Is it mind-boggling, or are you pretty much now used to that, just knowing that many of us don't know our bodies?
It's really sad, but I see it every single day in my office, and I'm educating women all the time. That's actually one of the reasons I wrote a book about it, because I want everybody to really have a full understanding of what's going on. You sit on it all the time. It's with you all the time. Why don't you know her as well as you should? And then because you don't know her as well as you should, you know what you do? You fall prey to the $39.95 cleanse or whatever somebody wants to sell you to make you feel that your vagina is now fresh. Well, first of all, there's no fresh. There's no fresh to your vagina. You sit on it, you sweat in it. It's supposed to be that way. There's not supposed to smell like roses and daisies and powder, right, and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking at the women, they all got powder going all down their legs. And I'm like, no. So,
but does that, I think one point that you made to me when we were having a conversation online is that we have been conditioned by society to be fearful of vaginas, and fearful in the wrong way, not necessarily even fearful of our power. Well, in some ways people are fearful of the power of the vagina, but because of that, is all these stigmas attached. Like you automatically assume that it doesn't stink, that it smells bad. Even listen, me being here in Jamaica, the biggest curse word, bumbleclot. People think it's blood clot. It's not. It's cloth, meaning period cloth. A bumba meaning your vagina, a bumba cloth, rice cloth, pussy cloth. So even being here, the curse word that curses somebody out is in reference to a menstrual cycle, right? But it's not just here. Other places, women's bodies are seen as a bad thing, especially if it's a vagina. And I just wonder, like, where does all of this come from? What is that about, where we're constantly trying to hide the natural scent of it? Everything about it that is naturally there, we're altering and changing. Where does that come from?
Well, when I started researching, I went all the way back. We're talking ancient Greece, ancient Rome, and Egyptian times. They were talking about this since then. My theory is this: because everything that we have is tucked in, you can't see it. His balls, they're just kind of out.
Right.
So you can see
balls
them.
Always out.
Right. You know what they're doing. Dick is there, doing the thing. But for us, everything is inside. So it becomes this mystery. And then, it's a hole, oh my goodness, what's in there? Well, I can tell you what's in there. It's basically the mucosal skin, very similar to this stuff right here. It's like that pink mucosa. And it has lots of nice little folds in there. And those folds serve to expand, to bring out a baby, or let in a penis, or a toy, or whatever thing that you like to put in there, personal preference. And those folds actually also help with keeping her clean. She is a self-cleaning oven. So when
self-cleaning oven, okay.
When my patients tell me, oh, well, I do la, 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 and I stick the thing in there and I do the vinegar and all this other stuff, you just destroyed your natural pH.
Damn. So all the stuff we're doing, like even the douching and stuff like that, it's not necessary. We don't have to do it. And if you find yourself, I'm assuming, if you find yourself that the smell has elevated and gone from a regular just good old fashioned coochie smell to smelling like Lawrence Fisheries, then I'm assuming the more you douche and do these things, even the worse it's gonna get. So then you keep doing it. Is that correct? And then it becomes a cycle.
They want us to spend money on our vaginas. And this is why, from historical standpoint, they've made us all fear what we cannot see, even though we possess it. And I am here to tell everybody, do not be afraid of your vagina. She is doing exactly what she is meant to do. If you keep her, I say this, soap, water, and sunshine. Plain soap.
Baby, soap, water, and listen. Now, I've been told some friends here I need to go to a new beach so that my coochie could get some sunshine and everybody laugh. But I'm telling you, when I open her up to the heavens and the sun comes in, it's like that song on the Flintstones that Pebbles sang. When the sun comes in, face it with a grin. Open up your legs and let the sun shine in. Like exactly. Sunshine charges me up in it, and it makes me feel good deep down into my soul. Pussies need sunshine, y'all.
They need sunshine. And another thing, no sleeping in underwear. When I say sunshine or moonshine, no sleeping in underwear. Do not stifle her. And then if you tend to wear leggings, because that's like a thing that everybody does now, because, you know, it's a thing. And I'll be so excited when that fashion trend is over, because
I love my leggings
in the first place. It was just never good. Anyway,
I gotta stop that, right? Because she needs to breathe.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So plain cotton draws. Minimize the thong unless, you know, you have an event, or if you're going to go on a date and have sex, then that's fine to have the thong on no longer than 3 hours. It's kind of just a decent rule of thumb. Get the thong off, because here's the thing about the thong. Okay, so you got 3 holes down there. Everybody knows about that: urethra, vagina, and your ass. If that little
a lot of people don't know. People think the pee comes out of their vagina. People think pee comes out of the vagina, but it's coming out of the urethra. It's a little hole up there.
It's a teeny tiny fold. It's really hard to see, but those are your 3. And if you have on a thong and it's rubbing against your ass, that can bring E. coli, which is the main bacteria that causes a urinary tract infection. So if you keep it on all the time, eventually some of that E. coli is going to crawl from moving with the thong into your vagina next to your urethra, and you get a UTI.
Wow. So, Dr. Nicole, let me ask you. I was reading an article in a magazine that said we shouldn't be like, what is it called? Waxing the pubic hair, that the pheromones that attract men to you, like, grow and thrive in your vaginal hair. And that, you know, going back to our old, caveman ways, that it's the pheromones you give off and the scent of you that men can smell. If you're heterosexual, I understand people have different ways to love, but and that when you take the hair away, it takes away the pheromones' ability to party down there and like let the scent out. So then to me, I was like, that explains probably why, you know, some of these girls that are wild and free and just let the bush hang.
Let the bush be.
Let the bush be get so many men. Now, I'm not knocking people waxing, but is there truth to that that the pheromones are down there marinating, and that's what helps draw attention to us from the opposite sex?
Well, I can't talk about pheromones exactly, but what we do know is that there are sweat glands that are right in that particular area. You notice that the hair in that area is closer together, it's more concentrated. So when you take all that hair away with all those glands, then the smell is gone. And one of the most potent triggers for human emotion and memory is actually smell. It's in the amygdala, which is really, really deep in the brain. So if a dude is down there and there's enough hair, I mean, look, everybody wants the bikini line free. That's okay. You don't have to grow down the leg, but leave some there, because that scent that you give to him or her, for that matter, or them, that is going to stay in their memories. And then you're in there with them forever. And yeah, so you're right.
Okay. So if I just want him to just randomly during the day, just like pop and have a thought of me, I need to make sure that the scent of me lingers on.
Scent of a Woman. There was a whole movie about it.
I will drink to that. Now, when it comes to things like STIs, even like bacterial vaginosis, I have a friend of mine that said she kept getting recurring BV, and that her husband finally said to her, babe, it only happens really when we're trying to full on conceive and I just shoot up the club, right? He was like, maybe something's not, we don't balance out. So he asked her, he's like, we need to go talk to your doctor. And it turns out they're suspecting that she is allergic in some ways or has some chemical aversion to his particular semen. So he's been eating lots of fruits and things and trying to stay away from things that she's allergic to, because he's like, I don't want to. He's really a great guy, because most men would have been like, no, what you out here doing? You out here maneuvering and moving around. Something wrong with you. It ain't me, it's you. But he's like, no, I'm going to change what I eat. I'm gonna change things up so that we can figure out what the problem is. Like, in that case, what can you do? And have you even heard of something like that before?
Of course I have.
Of course, I'm sure you've heard you like a priest. Gynecologists, y'all hear everything.
I know, like I said, I'm like your plumber or your priest or somewhere in between. So what it is, so in order for sperm to survive in a vaginal environment, your vagina is slightly acidic naturally, as long as she's hydrated and happy and not stifled with thongs or leggings, she's generally going to do what she does, and she stays slightly acidic. Sperm is slightly basic. And so there's actually a give and take between the sperm and the vaginal fluids that are released during intercourse, and more is released during orgasm. So what happens is you have a little bit basic from the sperm and a little bit acid from the vagina. You want to kill sperm. I know that sounds strange. You want to kill the bad ones. So only the hardy sperm can make it all the way and make the baby. So there might be something with her pH, or it could be something with his seminal fluid, that his seminal fluid might be more basic and maybe he might need to try and balance that out that way. Or she herself might need to kind of have a look and what's going with her own pH and see if she can make her vagina a little bit more acidic.
Wow. So that's really nature's way of weeding out which healthy, great sperm. Wow. Our bodies are amazing. Our vaginas are amazing. Amazing. When you hear the term pussy power, what does that mean to you?
Pussy power for me means everything that it is to be female, or even a she, her. It's actually tapping into the essence of your femininity, be it from here, here, or here. And it must be nurtured, and it must be taught, and it must be empowered. Because one of the issues I see with a lot of my younger patients is that there's a lot of porn. And they see this kind of way that a vagina is supposed to look like.
Yes. It's like they pick, it's one type of vagina. When you talk about representation in the media, and we're talking about complexions and things of that nature, even when it comes to vagina and porn, there needs to be better representation. Because I know, I'm sure you know, because you have seen every kind of pussy that there is, right?
It's all not pink.
And they're all not pink. And you know, some of them look like they done been through some shit sometimes. So like they got stories to tell. So it's like, what? Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I don't understand why they only show this one type of vagina in porn. And then also, I can always tell when I'm intimate with a guy that has watched too much porn, because he thinks sex goes, okay, you give me a blowjob, and then I flip you around and turn you over and hit it from the back real fast. And you're supposed to make a lot of choreographed noise. Right there. And then after I do enough of that, then you orgasm as the guy. And then you go on about your business. And I'm like, and that was more so when I was younger. And I stopped dealing with those types. I'm like, he watches too much porn. He doesn't understand intimacy and the way in which men and women should work together. And I'm just like, you know, I had to realize that my vagina is beautiful and it is worthy of love. It is worthy of praise. Actually, with my next two guests, I'm going to talk about pussy praise and pussy worship. And yeah, and I feel like when you tap into the essence of the beauty of you, you don't tolerate that kind of stuff. But I also had to realize that porn is not, you know, it just, I don't know. It's I love porn, men. Actually. Yeah, the porn that's created for men, it's like, come on, like, what is going on?
Exactly. And your vagina is not supposed to look like the anatomy book with these teeny weeny little labia and everything is so tiny. No, there was an art installation, and this is really fascinating to me. It's called The Great Wall of Vagina. This is an artist. It was a male artist, a cis male artist who took plaster casts of different vaginas and he put them all up on the wall.
I heard about that.
It's incredible. I've seen it online, and you can see the depth and breadth. No two are like, even twins. He actually found twins and he put them next to each other. It's better than fingerprints, just like faces, and it's all just majestic.
Wow. Yeah, but you know, for a long time, I didn't think vaginas were pretty. I didn't think they were attractive. My mindset has totally changed, and even though I'm one of those girls that's strictly dickly, I'm very heterosexual. Although of course, I know when a woman is beautiful and sexy and appealing, but I've been appreciating vaginas a lot more lately. And I've only been up close to one in real life. It was a long story. I was at a strip club in the Bronx. Things happen, but this it ended up in my face and I screamed, but I was like, you know what? You don't have to scream just because you see a vagina up close, when that's not your preference. But now I just love vagina. If I could just see all the vaginas in the world up close and personal and tell them that they're beautiful. I love you, little vaginas. I love you, big vaginas, all the vaginas in the world. Like we need to embrace our pussies and love them. And it's What's the first step towards loving your vagina? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Dr. Nicole, if you took a plaster of mine and put it on a wall, I wouldn't be able to pick it out in a lineup. I don't know. Me and my vagina, we're not friends like that. I just started getting cool with her. I'm trying to have a better relationship with her, but I don't, if I see her, I wouldn't know her.
Here's the thing. You should know what she looks like.
Okay.
First of all, know what she looks like hairy. If you want to be bare, know what she looks like bare. I say the hair is there, so then you don't look that close. Because I've had patients show me this little thing right here. It's this thing on my vagina, and I'm like, that's a mole. You know, I say it real nice, but oh yeah. So, but know her, know what she looks like, know her folds. She might have some extra folds. There might be something else going on, but know you at baseline and know that you are actually okay. Know that you don't need sprays or spritzes or steaming or oils or whatever else. You know, all you need: soap, water, sunshine, penises, toys, fingers, other vaginas in close proximity, whatever you do. But that is all she ever needs. And turn your back on all these people on Instagram and on Facebook and all these other media things like, oh, what do you do about your vagina during that time of the month? Well, she's bleeding. You take care of her when she's bleeding. And guess what? When you stop bleeding, you're going to get a little discharge. That's the self-cleaning oven. Know all of these things. Once you know them, then you're like, oh, okay, I'm actually fine. Good. And you can just walk around with
nothing's wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, before you go, I want you to tell me about the book that you're writing. And I have the link underneath here. Everybody, if you go to gynecologyinstitute.com/ebook, you can get a quick snippet of the book. And when you go to the first page, it says, "Is your vagina itchy?" And I was like, Nicole is so in your face with it. And let me say, I appreciate that about you. We need more Black women like you. I mean, there's only one Dr. Nicole, but we need more people like you in your field that I can come in and have a real conversation with you about real shit and not have it be such a clinical transaction that you can't really help me alleviate problems that I'm having. So I'm so thankful that there are doctors like you that do exist. And for those of you all that are in Chicago, especially, pack your coochie up and go run to the Gynecology Institute and go see Dr. Nicole. But tell us about the book.
So the book is called This Is How You Vagina. We look at, like I was just talking about, what's the mystery behind the vagina? How do we get to this point, and how do we get beyond that point? I also talk about anatomy, physiology, birth, menopause, all of the questions that my patients have asked me in the 15 years plus that I've been in practice. I integrated all of those answers in the book. And I'm a bit of a humorist, not so good as you, but I got some little funny things, you know, about the whole long thing and the baked bread with the yeast infections and all that. So I made it readable, interesting, but still enough knowledge that your vagina is empowered when you're done reading it.
Wow. Well, I love that. Everybody, please follow the Gynecology Institute on Instagram. Make sure you go to thegynecologyinstitute.com/ebook and download a snippet of the book and reach out to Dr. Nicole. Go and see her. If you're having some issues, if you've been having some problems down there and you've been afraid to talk to somebody about it, let me tell you something. Dr. Nicole is the person that can get you back off the ledge. It's whatever you're dealing with, it can be taken care of. Call Dr. Nicole, go see her and get in those stirrups. Oh, I hate those cold ass stirrups on my feet.
We put stockings on ours, so it's not that bad.
Okay, so that's a good thing. And then that speculum. And can you please tell your colleagues that all pussies are not created equal? Everybody, like when they see me, I'm a plus size girl. I look like I've been around the block a couple times. So they come with the speculum that is the size of 79th Street. And it's like, my pussy little. She's very little and delicate. I haven't had any babies. Like, just put the... I have to ask them for the little, because they come with these pitchforks, like, we're going to get up in there. I'm like, my God.
And I apologize on behalf of the entire medical establishment, because I always start with the smallest one and work my way up as needed.
Work your way up.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's like, wow. And I've even had doctors chuckle. And then they're like, okay. So, and I've been very lucky that I've had really good gynecologists. But there have been times where I'm like, man, like my first time ever having a yeast infection, I was a lifeguard. I was 16 years old, and I was probably very like keeping on the wet swimsuit for a long time. Right. And I remember, so when I had it, I wasn't even sexually active. My parents immediately were like, oh, she's having sex. So they took me to a gynecologist, and the gynecologist just was he was an older guy and was just really rude. And I wish there would have been somebody like you to talk to just say, girl, it's just a yeast infection. Don't worry. Here goes some Monistat, honey, and eat you some yogurt and get you some probiotics and just sit down somewhere. But it was very traumatizing for me. So because of that, every time I go to see a gynecologist, I notice that I'll tense up, but it's because of my first experience. So having someone like you that can be real and let folks know what's going on, but also understand the humanity involved. It's good to have somebody like you. So even I want to encourage mothers that are taking their daughter for the first time too. Even if you're not in Chicago, seek out a doctor like Dr. Nicole so that this young woman is not scarred for the rest of her life, because coochie care is important, and it starts with self-love, but also having a medical team around you that can really help you and guide you along the way. So, and
empower you with that knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. So anything you want to say before you leave us, Dr. Nicole?
No, Erica, it's been such a joy, and thank you so very much for having me on. Hopefully we'll come back once the book comes out and we can talk about a couple of the other things that we didn't get, because the time always flies when we're doing these.
I know, time flies, Lord.
Yes.
And I got a bit of a late start tonight too because of my computer issues, but thank you so much. I definitely want you back, because I know there are a lot of comments. I didn't even get to who somebody says, Thank you so much for this transparency and honesty. Vaginas rock.
I love the hashtag. I'm going to use a hashtag. Vaginas rock.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, somebody said they're loving your long hair. I love that too.
It's kind of a pain.
Oh, wow. Here, somebody has a question, I think. I accidentally clicked this video, but most doctors will recommend you not wax or shave it all off. They usually say do a landing strip if you want to groom it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Like I said, bikini line, lose the bikini line, everything else. And we talked about it. You know, the health of keeping the sweat glands there helps the skin. And we talked about that natural amygdala inducing smell that keeps that other person who's been there it keeps you in their memory.
Yes. So ladies, let them, him, her, she, he go down, have lots of things down there that'll keep your smell in their memory. Don't shave it all away. Yes.
Don't shave it all away.
Right. Don't. All right. Well, Dr. Nicole, thank you. I definitely want you to come back soon and us even get deeper into everything that's going on. Thank you so much. And more pussy power to you, Doctor.
Pussy power.
Yes. Oh, I can't do you. I can't do that sign because that's, because you're also
it's not this. It's, it's like that. It's all right.
Okay. That's fine. Yes. All right. I'm practicing. Thank you, Dr. Nicole. I'll see you later.
See you later, Erica. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. And I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so she clicked herself off. Wasn't that wonderful, y'all? That was good. That was good. All right, but now we're going to get even more juicy. My next two guests are the epitome of pussy power. I am fans of this. I follow them both individually online because I just love Black women that love on themselves, take self-care seriously into the true meaning of it, meaning full on having love and acceptance of who they are in the bodies as they have them now. A lot of people will say, oh, I'm waiting for this to happen to love myself. Even I found myself saying, oh, when I get rid of that stomach, or if I do this or do that, then I'll be happy. It's like, no, loving yourself starts right where you are, right? So when I like to follow women online that are uplifting and inspiring, but they're also raunchy and raw and real. And these two bitches, honey, are amazing. And I really want to make sure you all follow them. Let me make sure I put their info up now. First, let me bring up Celine, whose IG is Sex with Baddie. She is Coach Baddie. And I'm going to let her tell you in a minute more. Did it come up, y'all? Excuse me, everybody. If you're just tuning in, my show ended up starting 10 minutes late because I lost internet service here in Jamaica. So I'm on my phone doing this and I don't know what in the world I'm doing. So I'm trying to figure it all out. So also sorry to my two beautiful guests that have come up that I'm late. Let me bring up Celine, AKA Coach Baddie. Did it add you? Are you there, Celine?
Wait, hold on. Am I here? Hey.
Yes! You're so fabulous. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Like I said, I'm a fan. I've been following you since, I don't remember how I discovered you through somebody else's page. And I've been following everything you do. And I just love everything about you. So I'm so happy that you're here today.
Oh my God. Be here. I'm so happy to be here. Your energy from just watching your stuff. I already know we're gonna connect, so I'm ready to just dive in with you for real.
Yes. And so let me bring up my Jennifer, our other guest. She's gorgeous too. Come on, Miss Jennifer. Jennifer is the host of a podcast y'all called the Pussi Podcast. So you already know, honey. She ready to talk about pussies, and I love it. You there, Jennifer?
Hey, Celine. Long time. How are you?
Yay! How are you?
I'm doing great right now. I'm doing great. Practicing my pleasure. Practicing my self-care.
Like I said, Listen, I got a late start tonight, so that's why I'm a little late with bringing you all on, because my internet just went crazy on my laptop, so I had to improvise, and my little poor man was out here trying to help me get it together. Let me ask y'all, what are y'all drinking? Because I'm drinking my Matic rum, my sponsor. Are y'all drinking? You're supposed to have a nightcap with me tonight.
I'm being lame. I have water.
I have water too. I'm like, okay, great. Listen,
But see, that's probably why y'all pussies are so healthy and everything, because y'all bitches drink water. And I'm up here drinking rum, so my pussy is drunk. Yes.
Drunk pussy is sometimes good pussy too. It's okay.
Okay, all right. Well, that's fine. Okay, so listen. So Coach Baddie, tell me about you and all that you do. Let everybody know about your coaching and who you are.
Yes. All right. So everyone, my name is Celine, aka Coach Baddie, and I call myself Coach Baddie because I basically just teach, preach, walk, and talk everything liberation, everything owning your shit, everything living in full embodiment. That's what I preach. That's what I want to do. That's what and Instagram happens to be a great platform that I'm using. Obviously, I'm not even much of a social media person. Like sometimes like I'll just be like, I don't really want to be on my phone this week, Yeah. But it's like you have to keep pushing, for the community. And I feel like Instagram allowed me to create a space where I can feel like, oh wait, I want to go on Instagram now. Like I wanna gain the energy from my community as well as what I'm giving them. So I do coaching. I do workshops, and I do a weekly Hotseat where we talk about all things raunchy, all things nasty, freaky, all things that, right? Jennifer was actually a guest.
I was.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I think maybe I did know that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so this is the perfect pairing then for me to have y'all both on my show together.
Listen, we both got on like nice little, and look, we are we are serving.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Yes. Fam, I wish I was on my laptop because then I can go and show you all individually and we can do full shots. I'm this damn phone. Well, but hopefully you all will come back.
Perfect. Purpose over perfect. We are here now in the present.
Yes, absolutely. Deal with the here and now.
We got this. So I'm excited to just dive into it. But I would love to just hear more about you all. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Okay, now Jennifer, you tell us about you and especially the Pussi Podcast. I love the name of your podcast.
The Pussi Podcast. So hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I help women connect with their pussy, power, and purpose. So this is perfect right now for this. Like that's what I'm all about too. And I just absolutely love the conversation you just had with Dr. Nicole. Like I was sitting there just like learning so much stuff, and just this whole learning about our pussies, learning about our bodies, and embodying like what our pussy like really signifies, our pleasure, our self-care, like loving ourselves. Like I'm all about that. I just launched a new group course actually called the Pleasure Practice Club. And it's incredible. Like we're, people can still sign up if you look in my bio, but we're practicing and really embodying like what our pussy's here to teach us, like that full acceptance of ourselves, full self-love of ourselves, like fully just stepping into our purpose, stepping into our power, being unafraid to be happy, be joyful, take care of ourselves. So that's what the podcast is all about. And like, I'm just my pussy and everyone else's pussy's just been teaching me so much shit. Like, so much. Like I really stepped in my power after learning about it. It's crazy.
And pussies are power. Why do you think more of us don't know that? And not, or even if we do know there's power behind it, it's not all encompassing. Like we don't get the full grasp and understanding of just how powerful you are just by having a pussy. Like, why don't we get it? And why aren't we tapping into that power? What do you think, Coach Baddie?
Okay. Imagine if we didn't have the sun. There would be no life on Earth. There will be, because we need sun, we need water, there's a few things we need. And on Earth, we need this pussy.
Our pussies are the sun of the, yes, we are the sun.
So I feel like for me, we don't understand the divinity, the understanding that we have. Like, humans in general are powerful. We're so powerful. We can tap into a whole different mindset. We can create things, you know, all of these things. And our pussy is a large part of that, because none of this would be here right now. And I think if we can understand it on a larger scale than yourself, then I think we can start to then realize, like, okay, yeah, because I wouldn't be here without the pussy. All right, yeah, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's like, as far as generally, I think really we just don't see the power in ourselves and the power just in the earth, human. Like, we're so sleep. We're sleep. Yeah. We're sleep. And you know, it's time to wake up. Sure.
It is time to wake up. So Jennifer, how do we wake up our pussies?
Yes.
And start, for one, embracing the power, and not only that, embracing pleasure? Because I'm even realizing for myself that sometimes I feel like I'm not worthy of pleasure. And I think a lot of people do that. I feel guilty. Even me, I've been in Jamaica now since September. I came here September 1st. And just have not left. And I felt guilty about it at first. I was here, you know, enjoying the sun. The COVID cases are very low here. So I'm able to live out and about more so than I would be if I was home in Chicago. I'm in love here. I'm in love with somebody. So I've been having the best time of my life and getting the shit fucked out of me all the time. And enjoying myself. And I felt guilty about it. Then I had to think about it, like, what's so wrong with having pleasure in life? Why is that a bad thing for you to be living and enjoying life? So how do we tap into the pussy power? And then once we get the power, start letting our pussies fully have all the pleasure they deserve. Jennifer?
Ooh, I have so much to say.
Loaded question.
I want to commend you, because as Black women, especially, tapping into our power is very scary. We're not allowed to touch that. We're not allowed to be angry. We're not allowed to really touch the fullness of our humanity, because we're stereotyped, because we'll be told we're this and that. So I commend you for actually being like you doing and having this pleasure and being like, fuck you, I'm gonna do this. Ooh, can I curse? Being like, nope.
Girl, shit, yeah.
Okay. Just being like,
how dare you not curse on my show?
Okay, good. Like, I'm gonna get this pleasure. Like, it's a form of resistance, point blank, period. Yeah. There's so many forces out here that don't want you smiling. They don't want you having a good time. They don't want you gallivanting all around Jamaica. They don't want you getting your back blown out. They don't want none of that for you. You know, for people like us who have to argue that our lives matter, pleasure is not in a question. Like, pleasure is not something that we get to do. So the fact that you get to do it, it's threatening, it's frightening. It's like, oh, you guys are still happy even though all this stuff is going on. How scary is that? Like, our weapons are joy, and we're just laughing and having a good time no matter what they do to us. Like, that's some scary shit. That's really scary. And like, I think that's when you're scared and you don't understand something, you try to control it. Cause like, I mean, pussies are insane. Like, we're literally calling souls from the ether and 3D printing bodies out like it's nothing.
Damn. I've never thought about it like that.
Like, what is that?
You are so right. I mean, the divine feminine, as they say, like, women are magical, we're beautiful, we're all of that. And I know for me, even giving myself permission for masturbation, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a friend of mine, as a joke, really, I bought her a little silver bullet, and she was so offended. She's never masturbated in life. Wow. And when I talked to her about it, she's like, because she has guilt and shame around it. But then that also transfers in her sexual relationships. She's heterosexual and with men, where she doesn't even seek out her own pleasure during sex. it's about pleasuring him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of women do that sometimes, no matter if they're same gender loving or hetero or love of them or they, whatever it is. Many times we just think our bodies are there to give other folks pleasure than ourselves. So we don't hide away from pleasuring people. It's the pleasure of self that's the problem. Celine, Coach Baddie, like, first of all, I want you to teach me how to be a baddie. And I know part of being a baddie, you can't be afraid of getting your own pleasure. So what are the first steps a woman should take, in particular with making sure that her pussy is pleasured the right way, whether it is self-pleasure or someone else doing it?
Wow.
Go ahead and drink some water if you need to. You can drink some water.
I'm gonna really need some water.
Right?
Okay, gosh, because it's like pleasure. Oh my goodness, we don't even know what really pleasure is. Like, we really don't know. We don't understand that pleasure is not just about sex and your
right.
It's not about your clit. It's not about your asshole. It's not about it's about connection, just with life. And I feel like we're disconnected from damn near everything. How are we gonna really want pleasure for ourselves? How are we gonna really want pleasure for ourselves? We're disconnected. We're disconnected from a lot of things. And I think the muscle of connection, we need to wire it to our pleasure, which is everything, So it's like expanding the knowledge of what pleasure is for you, because it's like, it starts by, waking up in the morning and saying like, wow, just thank you for the day. Just thank you for the day. Yeah. All of that is honoring yourself. All of that should be pleasing, that you're here on earth for like another day. It's very micro little stuff like that. You start to realize once you start doing those little things in life, like noticing different pleasures, like, oh wow, like y'all look real good, and I like your background. It's giving me that you're comfortable, Miss Pound Cakes. It's giving me that you look comfortable, you nice.
Yes.
I'm pleased to see that. I am pleased to see, Jennifer, that you just sticking out your tongue right now. She's like, yes. And she's just
I feel like I'm in Jamaica looking at you.
Right.
Yes.
To see that. Once you start seeing those pleasures, then when you lay down, you will know, you will just, the emotion from pleasure can start to surface when you want to feel it. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is that the first step is getting a full understanding of what pleasure is and the scope of pleasure. Yes. And what it means for you as an individual, because many of us don't even know what pleasure is for us. Yes. That is so deep. Yes. And especially when you're living in a Black body and a Black female body, that it almost seems like pleasure has been removed from a lot of aspects of our life. We don't have the permission for it. Even like a group of Black women getting together on a wine tour can get kicked off of a bus for laughing too loud. Just the simple art of laughing for us can lead to getting kicked out of places. That's so deep. Yeah. So it is. What is pleasure to you, Jennifer?
Oof. Yeah, I guess to get even deeper, like this pleasure, pussy, all of it, it's very spiritual for me too. Mm-hmm. Like for me, like hearing Celine talk about that is very goddess energy. Yeah. And I'm like very into Tantra. So, for me, it's like my feminine is like resting in my masculine, the form, right? If we think about masculine and feminine, the masculine is this bottle, and the feminine's the water inside of it. Mm-hmm. So we're just resting. Our spirits are just resting in this masculine form that I'm just like so grateful for. Mm-hmm. And like with women, we want to receive. With men, they want to feel gratitude. That's why they have like big phallic structures, like big dicks everywhere, just like erected everywhere. They want appreciation. They want that. And so it's like for me, it's really spiritual because it's like loving everything and just looking at stuff as Celine said, being pleased with it like a goddess would to her God. Like this is like all the stuff that God has given me because I'm a goddess. Like, and it's like on par with it. And it's just like there's nothing to be upset about. Like what we need falls, like our most valuable resource falls from the sky, like all the time. Our food pops up from the ground. Like there's just so much to be happy about on this earth. There's so much to be pleased about. Like my body, I can sense it. I have eyes, I can see, I can smell, like I can hear your voice, I can touch you, I can connect with you. Like I'm here to just enjoy myself. And I think we've really gotten a little bit out of touch with that and have like created these mental blocks of separation from us and like the earth that we're on and the people that we're in and our bodies that we're resting in, like with this, like, you know, so like, I don't know, like really tapping into that goddess energy and being like, look what God has like given me, you know, and not it doesn't even have to be Christian God, just like the masculine. And I'm here to just take it in as a feminine, receptive, oof, I feel turned on right now. Like I'm just like,
So basically, everybody, what I'm gathering from these two goddesses is first have a full understanding of what pleasure is and what it means to you, and then once you do that, have gratitude. Be grateful for the small things and take it all in, the little things around, the air you're breathing, the sunshine, and all that it is that makes this universe great. Take it in and show gratitude for it and embrace the beauty of everything, big or small. And that in itself is just sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you, Jennifer, saying you're turned on by that, because to me, y'all are putting a smile on my face, because I love when Black girls love themselves, and y'all are much younger than me too. So it feels good to see young women. Y'all already are on a trajectory that I'm at. I'll be 47 next month. I'm just getting to that. And I wish I would have had those lessons in my 20s, in my early 30s, because walking around being thankful for your feet being firmly planted on the ground, not needing anything extra, but just that I woke up and thank you for this world. That is some sexy shit. And it sets just doing that will make you feel good. And then thank God for my pussy. Like, thank God for my body as it is, every stretch mark, every bump, every roll. Like, thank you. Just being grateful and happy is sexy. That's all I have to say about that. It just is. So I want every woman to be in touch with themselves in that way. Now, let me tell you all, I'm one of those people that, like I was telling Dr. Nicole, don't know that much about my vagina. I'm discovering things now. And just vaginas as a whole. Like, I thought the clit was just the little bitty button at the top, you know, that song from The Color Purple, Push the Button. And then when I had some sex experts come on, and they showed that the clit is actually up that, and then it comes out to the side of the labia. And they're like, the clit is not a little organ, it's a big old thing that that has receptors deep down inside. And I'm like, so if I didn't know that, what else is it that I don't know about my pussy? What are some things about a pussy that you all would surprise us to tell us about? Is there a pussy secret or something very interesting about pussies that you can share with us?
I have something.
Yes.
I don't know how well known this is or not. I really don't. But one thing that fascinated me about a pussy is that it engulfs, it brings you in, it brings the person in. Like, it's inviting, it's welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about those words and the nature of those words. It's like, wow, like, you know, and it literally like sucks. You ever have someone suck your soul out? Like, oh shit.
Right.
That's what we do. That's what we do, because when they enter, they be like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They over here doing a whole dance, a ritual, you don't even know. And you just like wondering, like, and you just like, I know why. I mean, you know.
My pussy's so good. But it actually, I have some male friends that are in tune and intelligent guys, and they're always say they're very careful about what vaginas they plug into. They're like, because it's pussies have power and they give you energy, and you plug into the wrong one and shit can go bad. So I do agree that it's very like enchanting, and it pulls you in. It's a beautiful thing down there. What about you, Jennifer? Any pussy secrets you can share?
A pussy secret, I'm not sure, but I'm just like harping on this thing where I'm like, yeah, it's enchanting. There's Dr. Zuleika. I don't know if you've ever heard of her work, but she's a PhD, and she is into like oceanality. So she works with African deities and African spirituality, and that comes from African spirituality, where it's called the devouring vagina, where the essence of it is that the man actually disappears into us. Like, it's not about him giving you or taking your virginity, or there's nothing to take. I'm taking, actually. I'm receiving. I'm giving. Yeah. So that just makes me think of one little small fact, but the odds of you having like a penetrative orgasm versus simply a clitoral orgasm has everything to do with how far your clit is from the opening.
Oh, wow.
People have it higher and lower than each other. So if you have it lower, a little bit closer, I think it's like within like lower than an inch or something like that. If it's closer to it, then your clit gets hit during penetration. So it's easy for you to come.
And it gets tugged on. It gets tugged on. Let's try to use those words too, because when the sorry, let me not be too explicit.
No, go ahead.
When it's in you and it's like going in and out, and then it starts tugging too, like those are also activating a lot of nerves too. It's like not tugging in a way where it's like you're dry or anything like that, but it's just like it also deals with the size of the penis too, or the toy or whatever. It's just like when it's like big enough and when it's good for you, like there's like a motion that your clit, your labias, all of them, they're going in a certain motion, and that's also pleasing too. Like it's like when someone like they rub the dick right on the pussy, the clit, everything, and that just feels very pleasing. It's kind of like, okay, like there's more than just my clit. There's more than just my vagina, because we have to remember the vocabulary. It's like vulva versus vagina. I know sometimes we slip up though, because we've been so conditioned to say vagina, but it's like it's so great to have these conversations where we could just talk about things like this, talk about language and stuff like that, and just also be just open. So I like the way I like that you just mentioned. I was just thinking about that. So go ahead, continue with the words. I want to know more.
Yes. Continue, Jennifer, what you were saying.
I'm like, what was I saying before? I was just
sorry.
Well,
I was just enjoying.
When you talk about vaginas, things can get off track. That's fine. It's all good. I'm enjoying discovering what gives me pleasure. And it's good to also have a partner on that ride with you. What do you all say to women that are in situations where they're not picking partners that they are, I guess, equally yoked with, that also care about her experiencing pleasure? Like, what do you do if you're in a situation where even maybe the relationship is great, but when it comes down to the sex, the person they're with just doesn't please the pussy?
So, yeah, I have a lot to say on this one, because I think first off, like sex, or let's say intercourse, right? Intercourse, like the actual word means communication.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, sex is just another form of communication, the more physical form of communication. So I would probably ask, like, what is the other communication like? Is it also kind of like him not pleasing her? Is there other ways that they're already not communicating in that great way? And I think, I recently got out of a partnership, and like just thinking about it, there's ways that could have been communicated better. Like, how can you, depending on like how committed you are to the relationship, like how committed are you to bettering your sex life? I think that we are learning from actors, like we're learning from actors, like porn. Watching porn is watching people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not forget, we're watching actors. Like, I wouldn't watch like a movie and be like, oh, like that's how you run a presidency. Like,
yes.
Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, we know not to like watch a cooking movie and be like, oh, now I know the recipe and I know exactly how to make the same cake as that woman. Like, we're watching
right
porn. We just don't know. Like, it's an epidemic. Like, nobody's like knows how to have sex. It's about practicing it and communicating well and showing each other what you like and taking time for yourself individually to figure out what you like and then communicating that to your partner. So I think I would ask that person, like, one, what is your communication like with that partner in general outside of sex? And then two, if he doesn't know how to please you, like, he's not supposed to know how to please you. You're supposed to know how to please yourself and then teach him. Pleasure is specific. It's not like he knows how to play everybody's pussy, because he can press hard on you and it feels good. But if he presses hard on me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
So pleasure is specific to the person and whatever sensations they like, because their body is unique to them. So like learning about what pleases a person, it's not about, oh, you just know or you don't know. It's about that the person has to take ownership of their own pleasure and their own orgasm and teach their partner. So yeah.
And that's basically what Coach Baddie said earlier. The bottom line basic thing is, first of all, understanding what pleasure is and understanding what pleasure is to you. And if you don't have that understanding, you can't communicate that in any way to other people. So what do you say, Coach Baddie, though? What do I do if I'm telling my man, hey, I like it softer or I like it harder, and he's just doing his own thing? What do you do? Should I take the pussy away? I think there's a Beyonce song where she said, come on, kitty cat. He don't want no more. Like, come on, kitty, let's go. Pack up and go. So I just hide the pussy, Coach Baddie? Is that what a baddie would do?
No, this is what a baddie would do. A baddie would try to figure out what's the problem of why he can't hear me? Is he too much in the zone? Does he have something that's triggering his ego? Because we have to understand we're humans, we have egos, and you have to ask the person, what is your ego like? You know what I'm saying? Because what if he's just like, like, I really want to, why am I doing this? But what if he's just like, like, I really wanted to please you and stuff, but like, I just felt like I had to do the good job. Like every day of my life, like I had to make sure I clean the kitchen good. Like if the kitchen wasn't good, my mom just said, just fuck it, Right. And then you're like, yeah. Oh, okay.
So performance anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Right. I won't tell you. I won't listen. That's not going to happen with me. You know what I'm saying? You got to like reaffirm, and same goes vice versa, because sometimes like we don't demand pleasure too. So, and not demand, Jesus, that sounds so, but we don't foresee it for ourselves.
Yeah. So
it's like, you got to like talk to them in a way where y'all egos are like understanding that this is a human experience. And then once you talk to him and then it's still not working out and you just like, whoa, then it's just like, okay, like plan a day where it's like, okay, this is a day where you don't have to do nothing, right? So then they're gonna be like, okay, wait, I don't gotta do nothing. And then you're like, you don't have to do nothing. You don't gotta do nothing. And then you just take over. You grind on their face like the way you want it. You tell them to go like this and make sure you do it hard. You be like, no, I told you, you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to think about nothing. I'm just directing you. Right? Boom. There go again. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to get a little childish. Why not?
Yeah.
So I would say that is definitely way. One, understand why you can't get to him and what is that ego. Try to have a good conversation, emotional intelligence and all of that. And two, turn it into a game. Tell him, you know what, just today, just lay your ass down and let me just act as if like you're a puppet.
But that takes a very confident woman, especially confident with her body and sexually confident. You both seem so confident. Like to me, I see the sexiness like oozing off the camera right now and dripping. Y'all are both just so goddamn sexy and confident. were you always that way, or did it take time? Because my point is that in order to be able to be like, hey, look, just shut up, sit your ass down, you ain't gotta do nothing, sit back and let me ride your face and don't ask me no motherfucking questions. That takes a confident baddie. Like, you truly are a baddie to do that. And me, I tend to be more submissive and a little more shy. Because of my stage persona. I think like men will be like, yeah, she gonna get in the bed, she gonna tear me apart, and I'm sitting there like, oh, tell me what to do. Like, I'm just such a like submissive person. So and it's not, you can be submissive and still be confident, but I'm saying for the woman that is not so confident like you all, and confident in her sex appeal, you could be the baddest chick at work when it comes to productivity on your job, but when it comes to intimacy and sex and relationships, not be as confident. So how do we pull that off, Jennifer?
Woo, girl. Okay. I was like, all right, we're gonna wait for Celine to go first.
I'm like, but yeah, teach me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Teach me, Yoda. I need y'all to tell me what to do.
Yeah, I think it's important to just recognize that it's definitely a journey. Because as I said, I just got out of a partnership, and I don't think I was as confident as I could have been in there. But now I'm having this time by myself to really like focus on my pleasure. Like, I'm like committed to like not just finding another person and just being like, well, like, what am I going to do? Like, let me like have really great sex with myself. And I'm excited to practice that confidence. Like, I think, just doing the Pussi podcast, a bunch of it is about being on my journey of like, if you asked me like a few months ago, like I couldn't even, I was like, pussy, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a journey. I'm growing every day and getting more confident and getting more comfortable with myself. And I think it's always a relationship with yourself. Like, how authentic, how vulnerable are you with yourself? Because that's as far as you can show other people who you are. So it's like, and I think, confidence, I'm not always confident. Like, 40 minutes before this, I felt like absolute shit. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can do this thing right now. Like, who the fuck do I think I am?
Well, I'm glad you came on.
Yeah, and I had to like look myself in the mirror like I was my own lover and say, hey, I love you. I know you're really scared. I know that you're really scared, but you can do this. Like, I promise you can do this. Like, remember that time when you did that other thing that you did? And like, really love yourself. Like, really talk to yourself like you love yourself. Because it's so easy to go and run and love other people sometimes and give love and give love and give love. And it's like, get the same thing. And so it's like literally embodying that and being like, that's what it's all about. That's what I'm doing with like all the girls in my group coaching course that I'm about to do. Like, it's all about like actually embodying and being like, what is it really like to like really love yourself, really accept yourself at any moment and be like, hey, I know it's okay. I think that's confident, that's sexy. And that's why people feel so confident in partnerships, because you have somebody saying that to you. But it's like, okay, can you say that to yourself? And can you believe it? And even I was looking in the mirror and I was like, I know that you don't believe it right now. And that's okay. I still love you. I know that you don't think that. It's okay. I still love you. I'm still here. I'll be here till death do us part. Like, that's literally, like literally I'll deal with you through everything. So that's I think how I'm garnering my confidence. And another part of it is doing what I want to do and actually embodying it and being like pushing myself and loving myself through my process and practicing pleasure and embodying like actually being like, what brings me joy and how can I do that more? And how can I do that with more women and bring them into that? And we're all just practicing pleasure together. And it's so beautiful. So that's how I'm getting my confidence, is through relationships like this, talking to other women, connecting with other women in ways that are so nourishing. Like, this is so nourishing. 3 Black women, like, even I was just like, I just got to have an initiative for the podcast to just have like mad Black women on this thing. Cause like, this feels so good. This feels so good. I think you have to find your tribe, so to speak. Maybe every woman won't be your best baddie friend, but when you find like-minded people that can love on you and just
hype you up and tell you how beautiful and gorgeous you are and let you know that you're the goddess that you are. It feels good to have Black women on your team that can, just uplift you and edify you and help you be your greatest self.
When's the group chat starting?
Yes. Well, listen, y'all are my 2 new best friends. I'm not letting y'all go. Just know that. So, and even, I found that when I want to book people on my show, everybody isn't as nice and open to you sometimes when you reach out. And I had reached out to Coach Baddie months ago before I took a little hiatus. It was supposed to be for 2 weeks and it ended up being a 6-month hiatus. Right. But when you wrote back right away, like, yeah, of course, girl, I'll do your show. I'm so used sometimes to influencers and people that have followings being like, and who are you and what do you do? But the fact that you both were so open and wrote back right away and said, yes, of course, without making me feel like I had to go over and above to prove that I was worthy, which people should be worthy. You don't want to just waste your talent. Huh?
You're a goddess too. Or I view you in your higher self because that's how I view myself, Yeah. So like, I'm not about to sit here and be like, that didn't even cross my thought. Like, I was just like, oh wait, okay.
Yeah. And I'm the same way. I'm the same way, but there are people that are not. So I say when you find people that you connect with and you all see eye to eye and can help and love and embrace each other, you got to keep those kind of people around.
Yes.
And I'm hoping all of you all watching this, let me switch. I need to put the Pussi Podcast info on. For all of you all watching, make sure you follow Sex with Baddies on Instagram so you can talk to Coach Baddie, Celine, and then follow the Pussi Podcast so you can see what Jennifer is up to, and let's support them and love them because they're doing remarkable work. And the fact that they're Black women in a space dealing with self-love, body image, and pleasure, we need women that look like them in that space, speaking our truth. And I think it's really important that we support these young women and have their back and learn a lot from them too. Because like I said, I think you both are remarkable, beautiful women. And I'm so happy you came on the show today because I'm even going to walk a little taller and keep in mind some of the things you all said as far as like understanding fully what pleasure means to me as an individual and then being responsive to the things that are around me that are beautiful and I should be grateful for. I'm gonna make sure I do that every day from now on. Cause sometimes you forget.
Your life,
you forget. So I know I've had you all on here too long already, I'm sure, taking up your valuable time. Plus you all were waiting for a while to come on the show. And I so appreciate you being here. But before you go, I would love you both to say anything you think women need to know, especially when it comes to reclaiming their power and the power of the pussy, and actually even like understanding what it means to like praise and worship your pussy and being very tapped into the beauty and wonder that is all things vagina. Anything that you want to say, Coach Baddie?
Yes. I'm like, yes, I do. One thing that I want you all to take, baddies and daddies and community and everyone in the world, however, I want you to understand the importance of integration. And that is like integrating all the goods about you, integrating all the bads about you, and really identifying who you are. Because we have to accept both sides. That's also beautiful too. Accepting those shadows. Like sometimes I'm annoying as fuck, like
and being real with yourself.
Yeah. It's just like fuck it. Like that's me. I want you all to make sure to integrate that. Like really, like okay. And just and to carry that with you all every day. When you wake up in the morning, you need to realize today might not be a great day, but I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna go through it. I'm still gonna go to my job. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well just put on that armor. Like I always say that, put on that armor and that like protection And it's not barriers. It's just that boundary, you know, from your thought and the negative thought that wants to come in, right? So it's just like, and then embrace the negative thought later. That's what journaling is for, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's when you wake up again, integration. I'm integrating the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, all that good stuff. And that's one thing that I want y'all to try to keep that word in y'all head when y'all wake up. First
integration. Hour. Yes. And what about you, Jennifer? Any parting words for everybody?
Yeah, you are, if you have a pussy, like, thank you for being one of the gatekeepers of this realm. No one is here without your permission. Like, that's how divine you are. Thinking you're anything less than divine is low self-esteem. You are just divine. You are divine. You're not, you know, you don't need to find yourself. You're not lost. You don't need to, you're whole. You don't have to find another person. You know what I mean? Like, I had a moment looking in the mirror today where I was like really craving or longing like my ex-partner. And I just was looking at myself and I was just like, well, like, if I were in a relationship with someone else, I wouldn't like think the solution is to bring in another person. Like, that never fixes the problem. So like, you know, like, just really love yourself and talk to yourself, talk to your pussy, look at your pussy, get a mirror. I like, get a hand mirror and look at your pussy. Will change your life. And talk to her and talk to yourself, and in the most loving way. Like, literally talk to yourself. Be like, I know that you're scared. I know this is happening, like, as you would to the lover that you would love unconditionally forever, because your body is your soulmate. That's who's here with you forever. You've never had an experience outside of your body. You are here to enjoy yourself. You're not supposed to be suffering through life. Like, we're here to have fun. We're here to be feminine. We're here to build friendships. We're here to just enjoy ourselves. So if you're not doing that, like, that's figure it out. Like, reach out to one of us. You know what I mean? Like, figure it out. You got to do it. You're responsible for your pleasure. So,
yes.
Yeah.
You are responsible for your pleasure. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. What was the last thing you said?
I was going to say, I have the Pleasure Practice Club where we're practicing pleasure. So I just want to, put the plug in for myself. That's pleasurable to me. So.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, I hope you all, I put the PussiPodcast.com and I put your link tree.
Yeah, you can check out the link tree. It has a link on it.
Okay. Because both of these ladies have some wonderful things going on in addition to their podcast and shows. Like, they're doing remarkable work, revolutionary work when it comes to women fully accepting themselves and knowing that you are enough. You are fully and wonderfully made, as they say. And I know for myself, I made a conscious decision in 2018 that I was going to be very kind and loving to myself from now on, because there were times when I'm very tough on myself. I'm always very critical of who I am. And I was like, but if you want a man to come in your life and love up on you and be sweet and be kind, you've got to already be setting the standard. So I was like, I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to cut myself some slack. I'm going to praise myself. I need to get more so into pussy worship and pussy praise. But no, I need to praise myself and be loving at all times. And once I made that conscious decision, things have been really just great for me. Even when it comes to loving my body and accepting it at the size that it is and the way that it is, that doesn't mean that you can't enhance yourself in however you feel necessary. But I just said, damn, I got to stop waiting for if I get 50 pounds off, then this. I wear whatever the fuck I want to wear now. It's probably some shit somebody else would say, why does she have that on? But I do what I want to do. And when you make that switch, other people, they either follow suit or they have to leave. And I'm not keeping dead weight around anymore. People that don't embrace me as much as I embrace myself. You can't I'm loving me to my highest potential. So if you're in my life, you got to love me the same way. And people that are not willing to do that, I'm not willing to be bothered with them anymore.
Right.
And that's how I'm showing my damn pussy power. Like, no, I'm no longer pulling in and inviting in. Like you said, the way the pussy, it engulfs you and takes you in. My pussy is rejecting bullshit. It should push your ass right on out.
Yep. And
you have the permission. You're giving your permission to do what it wants to do, and that's
wants to do. Yes.
I mean, that's what pussy. When she bleeds, she releases. She's not afraid to let things that are dying or not for her lose her life. She's not afraid.
That is wow.
She's open and closed at the same time. Yeah. She got her boundaries.
Open and closed.
Right.
Yes. Well, ladies, I want to toast to you both. And just say,
is this bad?
Yes, y'all and y'all water. You know what? It's a damn shame. Next time y'all come on, I got to get y'all drunk. But I just want to say that when it comes to being goddesses, you all don't need to practice. You got it fully under control. You are both divine and beautiful and a breath of fresh air. I'm so happy you said yes to being on my show. And I can't wait to just sit back and watch how you all even prosper and grow in the things that you're doing. Because let me tell you, y'all are superstars, and I'm enjoying the work that you're doing. I'm your biggest fan, and I'm hoping that when I even get back in the States and this COVID shit is passed over, that we can all get together and praise our pussies all together in one room. Fuck it, just be happy. Yes. But yeah, thank you all both for being on my show, and I'm hoping that everybody watching can just continue to support you all with your podcast and show you love. So thank you for being here. Cheers to y'all and y'all water.
I would have brought out wine. Trust and believe. I would have brought it out. It's just
that's all right.
Kind of ran low.
In months.
That's why both of y'all skins are glistening and beautiful too for that, because that water. I'm gonna drink my rum. The joke is that I typically don't drink, y'all. Anyway, I don't really drink alcohol. So most people that know me, when they come on the show, they're like, "Girl, you don't even drink. We talking about a nightcap." So, but every now and then I can. Yeah, every now and then. But yeah, thank you all so much, and y'all got to come back soon. We have much more to uncover when it comes to pussies and coochie care and all that kind of stuff. And people are saying they really enjoyed you. Somebody said thank you, ladies. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, someone said from earlier, sex is supposed to be healing, so beforehand the understanding should be had. When you were talking about intercourse being discourse and conversation. So yeah, and somebody said superstars and goddess love. Yeah, that's nice. Aren't they goddesses? Absolutely. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I'll be reaching out to you both soon about being back on the show, because this was great.
Right. Please do.
Thank you.
I love it.
Good night.
Good night.
I'll see you all soon. Okay. Good night.
Bye.
I don't know how to cut y'all off. Y'all have to cut yourselves off, because I don't know how to work this damn thing.
Leave studio. Okay, I see it.
Don't worry about it.
Have a good one.
I gotta figure this out. So wow, y'all, wasn't that wonderful? Of course, when we're talking about pussy power and coochie care, we're not just dwindling down all that women are into one body organ. Of course, you're more than your pussy. But with obviously women having so much of a disconnect with themselves and their divine feminine, and also just a disconnect with themselves health-wise down there, I think it's really important that we all embrace our pussies, because most of us are not as close to them as we think we are. We carry her around every day. She's there. She goes to the bathroom with us. She's with us at work. We sit on her. Like, our pussies are always there. But in many ways, we have a disconnect with them. So I want to encourage everybody here And I'm going to do the same. Get in tune with your pussy. Look at her, touch her, have a conversation with her. Figure out what her ass wants. She knows what gives her pleasure, even if you don't. And then y'all have a conversation about it and figure it out. And then once you figure out what it is that's pleasurable to you, express that to your partner or partners or to yourself, because some of you are solo partnering right now, which is a beautiful thing. But we've got to start demanding the love and respect that our pussies deserve. And you can only do that if you have a conversation with her and get really in touch with her and in tune with what she needs. And now, as much as we don't know about our own vaginas, ladies, think about what men don't know. Most men think they know, but they really have no idea. I don't think most people even, like I said earlier, know that the clitoris is actually a pretty big organ. It's not just this little bitty button at the top of your vagina. So there's so many things, so many hidden and uncovered truths about our vaginas and our sexual desires that give us pleasure. So uncover all of that for yourself, however you see fit, but do it today. I know that I am really taking ownership of this whole pleasure thing, just in life, period. And not just sexual pleasure, like the lady said earlier. In every way, Black women need to start making sure that they tap into what gives them pleasure. If it's reading books, riding a bike, knitting, whatever it is, you deserve to live a life full of pleasurable things. There's nothing wrong with doing what the fuck you want to do, how the fuck you want to do it, when you want to do it, with whom and where you please. Now, I don't know what the hell I just said. The rum is talking. But let me say this. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed the show today and you want to show me some love, I'll put my information down there. I have a Patreon page and you can support me there. That helps me to create this show and do all the cool things with the graphics and get things done. So your support is needed. But the main way you can support me is by subscribing to my YouTube channel, sharing this show, and letting people know all about me and what I'm doing. Hope you enjoyed Nightcap with Erica, because I did tonight. This was good. Shout out again to Mountain Magic Rum here in Jamaica. This company, if you didn't see my episode last week, this is owned by a Black woman. Hey, Latona. And yeah, it's a Black Jamaican girl that owns her own rum company. It's not available in the States as of yet, but they are on their way. But if you come to Jamaica, which some of you all will be doing, you know, as COVID is hopefully going away and things are happening in our favor and you get back out there traveling, you'll be coming to get some Mountain Magic rum as well. So, yeah, I love y'all. Hope y'all had a good time tonight. And yeah, find something that gives you pleasure and do it. It don't have to be sexual, but hey, if it is, do your thing and do it right. We all deserve pleasure in our lives. And yeah, we're gonna have some more shows like this. Also, don't forget, guys, let me make sure I give you the information for Dr. Nicole Williams in Chicago. And even if you're not in Chicago, go to the gynecologyinstitute.com/ebook and download her book, because she's awesome. And I'm telling you, she is really, really helping women understand their bodies in a way that I wish other doctors did. Lastly, I want to remind you all about the Body Within You Ultimate Mommy Makeover giveaway that they're doing. All you got to do is find Body Within You on Facebook and Instagram, follow both pages, and then underneath the picture, let me show you the picture that they have that advertises it. Tag a mom that you feel deserves an ultimate mommy makeover. This makeover is like over $500 worth of gifts. It involves some body contouring and some fat sucking and some other stuff. I don't know exactly everything that's there, but you can go to their website and find out more. But yeah, Body Within You is a body contouring spa in Chicago owned by a young Black woman in South Loop. And yeah, they're doing some pretty amazing stuff over there too. So we definitely want to make sure you all enter that. All right, is that everything? You know, you got to pay my sponsors, y'all. I got to take care of them. And here's the Mountain Magic Rum. Magic_rum. All right. Woo. Yes. This show was everything. One thing about my show, and this is not this is anybody else's show, because the fact that people are creating and doing great things is wonderful, but I really research and try my best to find great guests that will give you some powerful information, but will also be a ball of fun. And all three of the women I had today came ready to play and have a good time. Even the two cutie pies at the end drinking their water, they ain't need no drink because I could imagine what that conversation would have been like with us three and we were all drinking rum. So but yeah, I love it. Aren't y'all excited? So find what gives you pleasure, y'all. No, what are the steps? The first step is fully understanding what pleasure is and finding out what gives you pleasure in particular. And then walk around this world grateful for all the beautiful things you see, from the small to the big, and enjoy them. Take it all in. The air you breathe, the sun shining, the house you live in may not be the house you want, but it's the house you got. So love that motherfucker. The man you live with may not be the man you want, but he the one you got. So go ahead and love him and just be grateful for all the beautiful things that you have and enjoy life, y'all. Then after that, you know, I guess literally fuck yourself. Get you a toy and come. And then after you do that, then you can tell somebody else how to help you make it happen. Right? I think that's what they all said. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go along. But yeah. All right. With that said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you so much for watching. And tune in next Wednesday for Nightcap with Erica. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Jamaica's own Mountain Magic Rum. Seriously smooth. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Jamaica's own Mountain Magic Rum. Seriously smooth.